So welcome back, everyone, to OpenLine, talking about learning trends in the classroom, the evolving nature of teaching children. I'm happy to have with us Geoff Livingston from Legends of Learning, Jennifer Maag, teacher in Clarksville-Montgomery County school system for 10 years, including this morning.
Yes, including this morning.
Thank you both for being here. All right, so Belinda called in last segment, talked about how in the library books were kind of not there where they once were, and that concerned her. What are you doing in your classroom in regards to books?
Well, this year is different in that we are now using tech books. I know our district is using tech books from Discovery Education, and they are digital resources. They're not just online. You can use them offline, which is great for our students who maybe don't have internet access at home. But the tech book, to me, is so much better than the textbook was. The textbook had a limited amount of information. A lot of times it wasn't written to the standard that you needed it to be written for. It included extraneous information, or maybe it didn't go into depth of the topic that you needed. And the tech books, they change. When our standards change, the tech books will change. We won't have to use those same books for a couple of years until we can buy new textbooks. So they change when our standards change. The information is constantly updating. We have the ability now to, especially with our Discovery Education tech books, they have videos embedded into the passages so that students can see real world examples of what our topic is. You have the ability to embed careers in there, so they have entire sections about these are jobs that are involved with this. If you really love this section, we have the ability to put assessments right there at the end of passages so that you know right then if a student's getting something or if they need more help. So
what does a tech book look like? I mean, how does that work? Does a student have to bring, is it iPads? I mean, are you giving out an iPad? Do they have to bring their own iPad? How does
No,
a tech
our school
book...
is one-to-one, so that means that every student is issued a laptop. Clarksville-Montgomery County is piloting that this year. Every student in the middle schools and high schools are given a laptop. Wow. And the laptops, we use the Lenovo laptops, which are the ones where you can flip the screen around and write on the screen. The kids love that. And it's the tech book that we're using is a website. The district purchased the website for us to use as an educational resource, and it's just like you tell the kids, hey, this is the website that you go to, or sometimes you can link a specific section in Google Classroom. They can go to it, they can interact with the material. I like the tech book in that I have the option to change the Lexile, so for my lower readers I can change so it's at a lower reading level. I have an option to turn it to a different language if I have a student who is struggling with English or English isn't their first language. I have the ability to give them extra resources. They're just linked right there at the end of the tech book. So if they're really struggling with a section, they can go and just get some more help. They don't even have to stop.
I remember going to my locker and I would have all these books. Are you saying now they just have the laptop?
Well,
is that it?
We don't go 100% digital. My students, when they go to their locker, they still have the old composition notebook because there is still value in those things. Digital blended learning isn't we get rid of all the paper and pencil and everything is online. It's marrying the two so that they complement each other. My students still have to write some notes down. They still have to do some practice sheets. I mean, you don't learn variables unless you're given scenarios, and you have to figure out what the independent variable is, and they still have to write those things down. But now, whereas before that was the only thing I could give my students, and if you didn't learn that way, well, sorry, you just didn't get it. Now my students have the ability, okay, this paper pencil thing isn't working for me, but I have this person on a video explaining it to me, or I can see this graphic that shows me the concept better, or I can read it in this passage and it makes more sense. A teacher I only know how to teach things so many ways, and that just provides them more teachers. And maybe if they hear it just that slightly different way, that light bulb comes on, they've got the concept, and everything is wonderful.
And then, all right, is that what you're seeing all across the country?
Yeah, I would say that's true. I mean, when you consider what today's youth considers to be fun and entertaining and how they consume media, it's not through books. I mean, look, I have a daughter. She's still learning how to read. We read with her every single day. We read books. She loves books, but I don't think she's very common now in that sense. I think most kids really want to watch an iPad or watch a movie on the big screen or even on a smartphone.
But then there are going to be parents who say they're very concerned by that. You know, should we fight that? Or you're saying just give in to it? I mean, that means eventually books go away. Is that what you're saying?
No, I don't think books ever go away. I think that they just transfer to a different medium. Like, for example, you have your content on those textbooks. We have our content via these games, which is just another delivery mechanism. If you think of it like that, then it's still the same information. You still have to convey ideas, and that's what a book is a method of disseminating ideas. And one of the things that you can do with digital, which you can't do with a book, is you can tell when somebody's actually done the work. So somebody can tell you that they've read a book. I never did this. I never ever did Cliff Notes. I swear to God.
Oh, they were out there though, yeah.
Yeah. I may have seen a few of them. But point aside, today we can see whether or not our students are reviewing the content. And teachers know when they're goofing off and maybe going off on a different screen. Like, they literally get an alert on our system.
Yes, I can tell what screen you're on. I can tell what sites you visited, how long you've been on those sites. So you are not going to be listening to your music when you should be doing what you're supposed to be doing in class. So
is that more of a stress for the teacher? I mean, it used to be, I guess, you know, teachers had eyes in the back of their head, right? You know, they know what's going on. But if everybody has their computer that's flipped over or whatever, I mean, and somebody's on YouTube over here, you know, how do you know that? Are you able, is that more difficult for you?
I think when they issue your teacher's license, the eyes grow in the back of your head. I think it is part of that.
Good.
But I think a lot of people think about teaching that we sit behind this desk and we tell the children what they need to do. I would love to find that person that is able to do that in a classroom and not have their classroom descend into chaos, because that is some amazing abilities. I rarely get to sit down during a day. I don't even know why they put a chair in my room, probably for me to just walk around it. But I'm always up walking around, and you can't hide your screen from me when I'm walking around that classroom, because I will see you trying to push buttons really quick, trying to tab off of your screen. And some teachers are very stressed about the inclusion of the digital, but it's the same stress that comes with any change. A lot of people are very set in their ways. They don't want to make any changes because this is what they know, and what they know has worked, and we're just going to keep doing this. But we know that our students deserve the best, and our students deserve to be competitive in this global world. And in this global world, digital is what rules, and our students need to be able to use those tools to accomplish their goals. And does that mean that there's never going to be a student on YouTube in my class? No, but I will catch them. It may take me a few minutes, but I will find them.
Snapchat?
I don't think
All that
Snapchat.
stuff,
I think Snapchat's just smartphones, but to me, it is a change, and it can be scary and it can be stressful to some teachers, but take it in baby steps. You don't have to go full-blown digitally blended classroom the first day. Take baby steps. You know, change maybe that old PowerPoint and put it on Nearpod, which is a program that's like PowerPoint, but it's interactive. Just baby steps.
And with what you all, well, yeah, go ahead. With what you all are doing, sure.
Yeah, I was talking with a principal down in Forest, Virginia, and he was a little bit of a skeptic about this, and then he saw the kids playing the games and going through the content, and I'm sure this is with some of the other interactive media forms, and he was stunned by the amount of content that these kids were going through in 45 minutes without even complaining. I mean, they were thoroughly engaged and just zooming right through it. And he had never seen that before. He bought a license right there, because that's what he wants. Is he wants his students to understand the content, to be excited about it, to be talking about it with each other, not even just with the teacher, but with each other, and then to test better.
Yeah, that's where the careers are made at this point.
And if you think about science right now, and careers, and the top 10 paying careers in the United States right out of college, 7 out of 10 of those are engineering careers. So if kids are not engaged in science, they don't have a prayer.
And we in the United States need to do better with science. I think you're right. When you hear people, it's change and games. I mean, that sounds great. You know, is it too good to be true? All of that stuff. But there's research that shows this works, and it can affect. It can make things better.
Right, but they're curriculum games. I mean, let's be honest. We're not talking about Grand Theft Auto 5. Okay, this isn't something that your kid's going to run home and say, well, actually, we have seen that happen where kids do want to play the games, but generally they're going to be more excited about playing whatever the latest Nintendo Mario Brothers game is than this. But if you give a kid an opportunity to play a game versus watch a video versus read a textbook versus get lectured for 45 minutes, I guarantee you they're going to choose that game.
Right. All right, I want to take a break and then come back and kind of discuss the future. Where will we be? Let's say you have a first grader, you know, 5 years from now, when that first grader is in 6th grade. What do you think is going to be going on? All right, let's take a break. If you want to call in, there's the number 615-737-PLUS, 615-737-7587. Take a break. Be back right after this.